Vidam says, baby boy Nick blocked me in X because I told him he had to go to confession and get out and volunteer in your community and donate money to Catholic charities and other charities. And he needs to repent. I just don't think he's going to make it on that probation, man. He's too full of anger. He's too full of hostility. I'm still front and center in his brain. He's another guy that I've broken. He's another guy who's just psychologically can't let the toe go. And I even said, like, I took a lot of heat for my take this morning on that plea deal where I'm like, hey, this gives him a second chance to get back on the straight and narrow and do right. And, you know, people are like, oh, I bent the knee. It's like, no, I'm just not like these internet people. Like, I have a life that I'm very happy with. I don't need to obsess over. I mean, I got away from those people and I couldn't be happier. Like, it was a really good thing for my life. I guess me leaving his life was bad for him and it's still hurting him. I guess I'm kind of numb to it because that's a lot of people. It's like there's a lot of people who act like I've done something personally to them. And I'm just like, sucks. Sucks to be you. That's too bad. Just keep her going, I guess. But repent. Yeah, like repenting would help. Going to like some 12-step shit would probably help. But he's too smart for that, quote unquote. He won't do it. A lot of people who watch the toe and obsess over the toe and do shows about the toe, it's their life. And that's really sad. But I do this so I can have a life. And then I go live that life. These other people, like, their life is the toe. And that's just, it'll never not be sad to me. And again, it's another thing that frustrates the actual steel toe wearer guy and others. It's don't worry, guys. It's pity. But you can dress it up as whatever you'd like if it makes you feel better. Again, I'm sorry. Facts don't matter to onion heads. It just doesn't. Their big thing is they lie, and then they accuse you of lying. It's the most rudimentary shit I've ever seen. Sanford's son with 2143. Thank you very much. Oh, they are seething tonight. They can't keep their seethe to themselves. Sanford's son with 2143 says, did you see Nick saying today that April wanted to get Gordy back, but you allegedly wouldn't let her? Story? Yeah, I'll go through my text tonight where she says, I don't want to take Gordy away from the kids. And that was actually very sweet of her. You know, there always seemed to be this thing. When she wasn't around Nick, she was always very sweet to me. And then as soon as she would like tell Nick that she spoke to me, whether it was about our possessions or the dog or anything else, and that it was nice and that we had a decent conversation, all of a sudden it would flip. Like she would flip. Like he's definitely got that cult leader control. Like, you know that from Keanu's stories, but he doesn't want to let it go apparently. That's too bad. He's got to focus on his shit, man. A lot of people reoffend when they're on that probation. It's a high percentage. April wanted to get Gordy back, but you allegedly wouldn't let her. Story. Yeah. I'll go through tonight, I guess. I haven't really thought about it. Apparently he thinks about it. Pants Maestro goes, is this moving on? Somebody asked me a question, I'm answering. Again, you just can't handle these L's, buddy. He doesn't like it when I tell the truth, when I expose the lie. Pants Maestro doesn't like it. He's got his, but that's okay. I like having fun with him, and he's got his biases. I know where he stands. But no, she said she didn't want to take the kids away from the dog. Plus, that's my dog. Like, we picked it out together, but that's my kind of dog. That's my breed of dog that I like. And also, I'm not sending my dog with someone who at the time was addicted to cocaine. We got to remember, this is before the arrest. She was still hoofering the schneef. I know this because whenever I would get texts from her, it would be at 4 a.m. And they would end with good night. So, yeah. I wasn't going to send Gordy with someone who was in that condition. I saw how dogs live over there. There's no way I would expose Gordy to that. Now he's at least in a house where people love him and would take care of him. And he's housebroken, which is the bare minimum you should do as a dog owner. So there you go. I got to tell you, man, he's been given a second chance morally as a human being, as someone who probably gave his kid coke. He probably doesn't deserve a second chance, but the law says everybody gets one. If he continues with this obsession, He's not going to make it. That's just the facts. That's not even being mean. It's just clean up your act. Let me go and try to better yourself. I know it's never your fault, sweetheart. I know it's always someone else's fault, but you're going to have to look in the mirror and get to know that guy at some point. Sorry. Funeral director with $5. Funeral director, I think you're reading too much into it. All I said was I've been civil with April many times over the past year or so. There's been uncivil times. The night that Fury and Usyk fought the first time, we were just texting away about the fight. That was nice. But there would always just be, there would always be some, like, there was a time of night where a switch just flipped and she would kind of turn into somebody else, and you don't know what that was. But the last time I spoke to her, or the last time I texted with her about a month or two ago, yeah, very civil. Very civil. But then she went dark on all her social media. It's not like we were like having an ongoing conversation. It was just about the phone thing. And she was in a really tough spot, and I felt bad. You know, the guy on the Verizon guy on the phone goes, she sounds like really bummed out. She's worried that she upset you or whatever. I'm like, no. I'm like, she didn't upset me at all. I'm just trying to separate all the lines and create different accounts and remove the auto pay. Like, I'm just trying to untangle this thing, let her know I'm not upset. So I DM'd her on Twitter, and I just said, basically what I said was, don't ever worry about how I'm doing. I'm fine. Take care of yourself. Be better, so on and so forth. And she's like, okay, good. I was worried you were mad. I know those things can be tough. And I went, it's fine. It's all taken care of. And I said, thank you for cooperating. I really appreciate it. And then I think 3 days later, all her accounts went dark. So, yes, the actual steel toe wearer does not like that happened. He is like, this is fan fiction. It is funny, the seethe. I love the seethe. When it's something they don't want to hear, when it doesn't compute with their reality, then it never happened. That, in a way, you're kind of like Nick in that way. I would say get better. That can lead to a bad road. Oh boy, I got to steel toe wearer today. I really got to him. I'm sorry, buddy. That's just what happened. It was a cell phone thing. It wasn't that big of a deal. Just wanted to let you know that it was very cordial. We weren't planning on going to lunch together. We weren't planning on being best buds. We just cordially handled a disassociation of phone lines. I didn't know that would upset you that much. I didn't know that would lead you on an investigative journey. Actual steel toe, I have a prediction. By the end of 2025, if he keeps following steel toe, actual steel toe wearer is going to have a nervous breakdown. He's losing his shit. No Pen 15 with $2 says, can we hear your best Carl imitation? No, I can't do a Carl imitation because someone already does the best one. Like Zumach's Carl imitation is, you'd have to be a pretty heavy Zumach hater, and certainly we have our history. You'd have to be a pretty big Zumach hater to say that his Carl impression isn't spot on.